So as you guys can clearly see and hear, video and audio quality at the moment are both poor to say the least. Unfortunately, I don't have the Nikon D3300 right now. That's not my camera. I really need to go out and buy my own camera. I did have a Pentax Q sitting over there, but I went ahead and sold that because I was not using it anymore. And I do plan on buying my own Nikon D3300 or 5500 in the near future. But let's get off that topic because that is not what this video is about. Today we're going to be upgrading this IBM T60. Now I have already upgraded one of these. It's sitting over there charging. I've been using it for school for the past week. And let me tell you guys, it is awesome. I absolutely love it. It's in a dual boot configuration with Windows 10 and Ubuntu Mate 16.04. Yes, Mate. There's been a lot of argument over that. I had a video about Ubuntu Mate, and no one can figure out how exactly it should be pronounced. It's either Mate or Mate, and no one knows. Once again, I am starting to ramble again, and I'm going to try to stay on subject. Now, at this point, some of you guys are probably wondering, especially if you are not a subscriber, why exactly I am making upgrades to this, pretty old laptop. And even though it's old, it's definitely still a beast. Once again, I've been using it for school, and it's taken everything I've thrown at it. Use it for browsing. I've had like 15-20 tabs open, along with a couple instances of LibreOffice Writer and the PowerPoint equivalent, which is LibreOffice Impress. And it takes everything like a champ. I absolutely love it. I used it with Logisim, and then I also used it to code some VHDL for an FPGA, and it's just been great. I really love it. But I am building another one for a friend of mine. So I ran into this kid during my time volunteering at my sister's high school marching band. He showed up, I was talking to him, and he said he was going to become a computer science major. Now, I think it'd be better if I went ahead and angled the camera towards my face. Hopefully it actually decides to autofocus. But anyway, he's intending on becoming a computer science major. He's gonna enroll at TCC next semester, and I also go to TCC along with ODU. Because it's just cheaper. Community college, the gen eds are the exact same thing, and it's a lot cheaper and more convenient. So I take some classes at my local community college too, so I'll probably be seeing him around. But he wants to become a computer science major, and he does not have a laptop, which really shocked me because I'm a computer engineering major and I just have computers all over the place. So to think of a computer science major that doesn't actually own a computer, it just seems ludicrous to me. That was kind of a moment where my jaw just dropped. And at that point, I wanted to help him out, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to give him because I didn't really have anything suitable in the back. I have some laptops, but they're not really school material. When I think of a school laptop, it really has to be rugged because it has to be able to be lugged around all over the place. It needs to take falls, spills, and everything else that a day-to-day use laptop endures. It's just a lot of abuse. And then I bought one of these, or actually two of these IBM T60s. They came in a pair, $10 a piece. And these things are just rugged. I mean, they are strong. I could not manage to get the lid open with one hand, so I had to make a cut there. Anyway, inside the system, we have an Intel Core Duo running at 1.66 GHz model T2300, along with 512 megabytes of DDR2 RAM. And that brings me to the parts I have laying right next to the laptop. So I'm going to start off from the top. Yes, I do plan on swapping out that T2300 with this T7200 that I bought off eBay for $2.50, and that did include shipping. Very cheap processor upgrade, and I'm pretty sure that this works because I bought two of them. I threw the other one in my T60 over there, and it's been chugging along for the past week just fine with that processor. And with that processor, in conjunction with Intel 945GM integrated graphics, I can play back 720p video just fine. For thermal paste, I will be using Arctic Silver 5. I have a little bit left in this tube right here. I have a Silicon Power S60 120GB solid state drive, and this will house our Windows installation and Ubuntu Mate installation. I am going to buy a Windows 10 license off Kingwin. I'll try to get that for maybe $30 or something like that, and I will have a legitimate copy on there. Now, I asked people what to do about that, and a lot of people were suggesting I should just pirate it. I don't know why I don't want to give Scott a pirated version of Windows on his laptop. That just seems wrong to me. So yes, I'm going to go on Kinguin and use some of those funds that you guys gave me to buy a Windows license. And if anyone's curious how much I actually raised, it's $15 plus the RAM donation. But you know, that's perfectly fine. I just needed a little boost from you guys, and you guys came through for me. So I really appreciate it. That really helped me out. And of course, I had 3 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM right in front of me. And someone's going to be like, why didn't you throw 8 gigabytes of DDR2 RAM in there, or 4 gigabytes? Well, the answer to that is simply because the chipset in this laptop will not support more than 3 gigabytes of RAM. Sure, you could throw two gigabyte sticks in there, and it will recognize all 4 gigabytes, but only 3 gigabytes out of that will be usable due to a chipset limitation. So, unfortunately, we are limited to 3 gigabytes of RAM. But in my opinion, you know, 3 gigabytes is perfectly adequate. Once again, I was using my laptop over there, which also has 3 gigabytes, the other T60. 20 tabs open in Chrome, along with a couple other applications. I think 3 gigabytes is definitely going to be enough for him. Alright, so let's crack this thing open, and by the way, I did buy a new battery for this laptop as well. This is just one of those generic batteries on Amazon. Purchased it for I think 20 bucks, and I tested it out. Battery life is a little bit over 3 hours on average, and I did buy a new charger off eBay for Scott as well. So let's go ahead, break this thing apart, or not, it sounds like we're destroying it. Let's go ahead and pop this thing open, take a look under the hood, and swap out some parts. Really easy to take this laptop apart. Oh, that wasn't even in frame. But anyway, really easy to take this laptop apart. All the screws are actually labeled, so you know, it tells you what exactly each screw will give you access to once you remove it. And I believe I should only have to remove, it looks like 5 screws? Yeah, 5 screws right now. So I know I've been rambling a lot in this video. That's what the seek bar on the bottom of the video is for. You know, if you don't want to listen to me, especially during this part right here, you know, just go ahead and skip through the video, skip ahead. I don't want to pain you by making you listen to my I don't know, boring, interesting, whatever you think of it, rambling. You know, I'm just trying to talk to fill the silence right now. So someone left a comment, and it kind of made me angry the other day, so that should be fine. I shake these screws out. Give me a sec. I got all the screws out. But anyway, someone left a comment, and it kind of made me mad. I think it was just a troll. It kind of just seemed like a troll. But he was talking about just using a Chromebook instead of a laptop like this. He's like, you know, why would you even want to deal with that? A Chromebook is much more convenient, and to a point, I kind of do agree with that. It depends on what exactly you need. You know, a Chromebook, depending on your needs, might be better than a bulky laptop like this, both cost-wise and convenience-wise. So I'll move that off to the side, take the front panel off, there's our RAM. But during that conversation, he said that he thought I was trying to belittle him because I brought up VHDL, FPGAs, and C++. And this being a tech channel, I just kind of assumed that he would know what that was, and he kind of got mad. He's like, oh yeah, you were trying to belittle me. You know, you can't fool me. I work with computers. I know what that is. And that kind of gave me the indication that he didn't really know what that is. And I'm kind of putting a tone into his voice that might not really have been his tone. Because once again, it's a YouTube comment, you can't really tell, but it seemed that way. But you know, I don't mean to belittle anyone by bringing up terms that they don't know about. You know, if you don't know something, ask me about it. Or, you know, better yet, go ahead and do a Google search. You could Google FPGA and VHDL and figure out what they are in under 30 seconds. It's really not that hard. Anyway, we got the RAM in there. Let's see if it'll power on now. Oh, I don't have the battery in. Give me a sec. Woohoo! 3 gigabytes of RAM recognized. That is ready to go. I'm going to power this off and take the keyboard off. But anyway, I guess what I was really trying to get at just a second ago was that you guys should not feel ashamed if you do not know something. And I'm a student. I know, you know, sometimes it can be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed. Ask. Ask in the comments section. Look it up on Google. Figure it out. Do not feel ashamed if you do not know something, you know, during one of my videos or something that I bring up. You know, because I'm a student as well. I'm still learning, and I still take advice from people in the comments section. I take it really seriously, you know, when they say I should make a correction or something, because I get stuff wrong all the time, and if I get something wrong in this video, go ahead and call me out on it. I'll thank you. So I thought the camera was still recording. I went into a low battery mode, but apparently that causes the camera to stop recording, so another weird cut in the middle of me talking. So I went ahead and removed all 4 screws right here and that little steel panel, and from here I can go ahead and lift this plastic part up right here on the side. I don't really need to take this off, and just pull the heatsink out, and I need 2 hands for that, and I don't have a tripod for the phone, so I'm going to stop it again. There is the T2300, and the heatsink is laying out over here. This needs to be cleaned. I'm going to take a vacuum, clean the fan out and all the fins out, clean off that old thermal paste. And then, of course, I need to take this processor out as well. I'm going to try to do that on camera with one hand, but that might be a bit tricky. I was hoping I would have my Nikon D3300 back by now, or not mine, but the Nikon D3300 back by now, so I could be mic'd and have better video quality. But unfortunately, that is not the case, so I'm still stuck using my Galaxy S4 to record. So T2300 is out, and before I put the T7200 in, I need to clean off all that old thermal paste, and that's something I'm going to do off camera real quick. The thermal paste that was previously placed on the T7200 is just awful. I've spent the past 5 minutes trying to get all of it off with some 90% isopropyl rubbing alcohol, and it's just not working out. It's not coming off, and I've gotten it to a point where I'm perfectly fine with it. It's not going to be too much of an issue. I got all the thermal paste off the heatsink, but the thermal paste stuck to the top of the processor. Well, that's another story. Okay, so I'm gonna take the heatsink, throw it back on top. We're gonna put some thermal paste in between the processor and the heatsink, of course, and I'm gonna turn the laptop on and see if everything has gone as planned. Okay, so let's see if it worked. Come on. Come on, please turn on. Yes! What does it say in the BIOS? There we go. Core 2 Duo T7200. So, whew, that processor upgrade was successful. I'm going to throw everything back together now. And then we're going to throw the solid state drive into this machine and install Ubuntu Mate alongside Windows 10. This is the final piece of the puzzle as far as hardware upgrades are concerned. The solid state drive is seated inside the drive bay, and from here all I have to do is slap the drive bay panel on. After that, I'm going to install Windows and Ubuntu Mate. I'm going to make some tweaks to both of those operating systems, install some software for Scott. I did get some requests, oddly enough, to run some benchmarks on the systems from some of my subscribers, so I'll touch on that really briefly. I might run a benchmark or 2. And then that's going to be about it. The laptop's going to be ready to go, and then we'll go and visit Scott and give him the laptop and see what he thinks about it. Okay, so I have to make this super brief because I have to go and drop this laptop off to Scott in just 2 minutes. Up to this point, I have successfully installed Windows 10 alongside Ubuntu Mate 16.04. Both installations went smoothly, and both operating systems are really snappy on this machine. Both operating systems boot up in about 17 seconds from the boot menu to the desktop, and overall they are all around snappy daily drivers. Now, I did run some benchmarks via Windows. Actually, only one benchmark because I couldn't get 3D Mark to work. I ran Passmark, and scores were okay, about what I expected coming from a PC that is nearly 10 years old. In my opinion, the benchmark really doesn't do this machine justice because it really is a great daily driver. I've been using my T60 with nearly identical system configurations for the past week and a half, and I absolutely love it for school. So I'm just going to pop open some applications real quick on Ubuntu Mate, and Windows is pretty much the same. I can't really tell which operating system is more responsive. Ubuntu Mate does use less RAM, uses about 700 megabytes of RAM at idle, and then Windows 10 uses about 1.1 gigabyte at idle. So yeah, Ubuntu Mate is the lighter option here. I did go ahead and install Ubuntu Software Center just to make things easier for Scott. That is not installed by default on Ubuntu Mate. And as you can see, I'm just opening applications like that. System is super snappy. I'm going to close all this and we'll just do some web browsing real quick. And you guys can tell I'm really rushing this, really talking fast because I need to leave soon. So I'm just going to navigate to my website, www.aacomputers and technology. and I am not very good at typing and talking at the same time, so I have to pause there. Come on, did I type in the web address right? Yes, I did type in the web address right, so we'll load up my website, just scroll around, and you can see once the page is actually loaded, scrolling is nice and smooth. I'll just go to YouTube real quick. We'll navigate to YouTube through Google. And you can see that scrolling is just fine. With the processor upgrade, this T60 will play back 720p video just fine at 30 FPS. I'm not really sure what I can play without being pulled down. Give me a second, I'm going to navigate to my channel. So there we go, that's 720p at 60 FPS, and video playback is nice and smooth. There's really no point in switching to 1080p because the screen resolution is only 1024 by 768, but as you can see, video playback is nice and smooth. So we put the laptop in the laptop bag. We're going to surprise Scott. All right, he hasn't seen it yet, so go ahead and open it up. And I promise I wouldn't make Scott look like a dork in front of everyone. Oh, was that the wrong pouch? Oh, that was the right pouch. Okay.
Had to get the latch and then...
Okay.
Okay, it's upside down.
So it's upside down. Go ahead and flip it over and put it on the table. So there you go. As I told you, the metal is magnesium something. It's basically metal. So go ahead and pop it open. The top is a little bit, scratched up, but that's the top.
And there's Velcro.
Yes, and there's Velcro. No. So you grab the latch and you just pull it up.
Oh.
Yeah. So I had two of them, and they were about the same as far as structural integrity was concerned. This one had a missing latch, and the other one had like a missing tab on the side, so the plastic was kind of coming up, so I like super glued it down. I wanted to give you this one because I thought it would be better for you. But as you can see, inside there's not much wear at all. I mean, it looks pretty damn good. So go ahead, power it up, turn it on. I'm going to walk you through the dual boot configuration. There you go. You figured it out. Oh, okay. I thought it wasn't going to turn on for a minute. I'm like, wow. I'm going to be pissed off. Come on. And we can't really see anything. We got to crank the brightness up. We are outside. Can you see anything? It's a little bit too bright right here.
Where does it say brightness?
Oh, no. So we have to go into the operating system first and change it there. All right, so I just walked Scott through Ubuntu 16.04. It's really nothing that you guys need to know because I've talked about it already in the previous clip. Now we're going to boot into Windows. I didn't really show Windows like as far as performance was concerned, so I might just keep recording here. I was trying to get out and get to you. I was really running late. I got back from school at 1, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to make it over in time because I had a lot of stuff to configure. So go ahead and swipe up. You know how to... Oh, is it just space? Oh my god.
It's also space.
I did not know that.
Same password?
Yeah, same password. So go ahead and punch in your password. Really basic password. And I think the screen brightness might be at 75% right now, so we'll crank that up again. It's really bright outside right now. And performance on Windows 10 is about as, almost as snappy as it is in Ubuntu Mate, but we are using a little bit more resources. And the battery life is better on Ubuntu Mate. You're getting about 3 hours out of this, 3.5 hours out of this with Ubuntu Mate, and you're getting about 30 minutes less with Windows 10. I did throw a new generic battery in here, so on average you'll pull about 3.5 hours of battery life with Ubuntu Mate. That's plenty for you. I'm sure you'll find an outlet at TCC. So I just finished briefing Scott on everything. I threw a charger over at him. And yeah, he's ready to take it home. I think this is going to make a really awesome school laptop for you, especially as a computer scientist. You got the ThinkPad. Everyone loves a ThinkPad. Engineering majors, computer scientists. You plop down a ThinkPad, and they're like, oh man, that guy. I'm sitting with that guy. All right, so I'm going to leave you alone now as far as the camera's concerned, and I will see you guys when I get back into my house. So that is going to be about it for this video. I didn't record Scott for too long because I didn't want to make him feel uncomfortable with the camera all up in his face. After I stopped recording, we talked for like an hour and a half, and he had a lot of good stuff to say about the laptop. He was really happy with it, the quality, the performance, the fact that it was a ThinkPad. Yeah, he was just really excited, really grateful. Once again, thank you guys so much for helping out. Without you guys, this would not have been possible. And I really appreciate you guys. I really like the fact that my audience is so involved with my content. I really do appreciate it. It makes me feel really happy. So once again, that's going to be about it for this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can go ahead and post a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to subscribe. If you want to support me, you can use my Amazon or eBay affiliate links. Those will be in the description. You can also support me by checking out my Patreon. All those links will be in the description. And of course, don't forget to drop a like on the Facebook page. I'm saying a couple things over and over again because I'm trying to concentrate on playing this. I'm not very good at multitasking. When it comes to talking and trying to play a game or type at the same time, just doesn't work out very well for me. And by the way, if any of you guys are curious as to what game this is Open Arena. I will put the link to it in the description. It is open source and free, so you can go ahead and just try it out right now if you want to. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next installment of A Computers and Technology. It's going to be really weird trying to edit this video together just because it's spanned over several days, and I don't know, it's just really fragmented, so hopefully I can put something together that's, at least half decent.
Wherever love goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy when we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah.